Holy Rosary recently held an award ceremony for academic excellence. Multiple honors awards were given to students for all grades at Holy Rosary, among them being honors, honors with distinction, and great distinction, with great distinction being maintaining an average of 95% or higher.
You spend countless amounts of time like studying and just like sacrificing, like if you have a sport or something you might have to take that off, so kind of it's just hard that way. And like if you have, like, let's say a vacation, you're just trying hard and just pushing through and just hoping for the best in your class, and if you need extra help you go in for extra help. And yeah, I just try really hard and hope for the best.
On top of honors awards, a Governor General Award was given to 3 graduated students. The award is one of the highest academic honors in Canada, awarded to the student with the highest total average, including both grade 11 and 12, and all of the students decided to take their smarts to the University of Saskatchewan.
It's very exciting when you're getting an award from a Governor General, and we're really happy to be able to give the students for this last year their award. I know when we went to the university, and we were able to meet up with the students and give them their awards from there, because they're in post-secondary and they're doing great jobs at their institutions now, but they still remember the times they had at Holy Rosary and kind of what set the stone for them to get in there and do well that way.
Limitless Athletics is a new gym in the border city that offers a wide range of cheer programs for all ages. Abby St. John has more.
Limitless Athletics is staffed with a team that is passionate about cheer and want the kids that go through the different programs to develop the same love for the sport.
When we created this facility, we wanted to create a facility that when the children came in, they didn't want to leave. And all of my staff, they really want to be here and they're passionate about what they do. The relationship they built with the children is amazing. When the kids come in, they all run to us, they hug us, they tell us how their days are. Their parents tell us this is what they look forward to. So I truly believe that the passion that my staff have for the children and the sport is what sets us apart. And we have a pretty amazing facility.
The gym offers a ton of different programs for all ages and skill level.
We have programs going all the way from 6 months all the way to 17 years old. We have competitive programs, recreational programs. We have some, our ninja program as well that is doing fantastic. And we also have our Limitless Littles, so that is more geared towards parent and tot. And then we go into our Tiny Tots, which is ages 3 to 5. Then from there we go into our regular tumbling from 5 years old all the way up to 17. So we have our beginner basics. Anyone can join that one, and then slowly as they advance we have prerequisites for all the rest of our classes. So anybody, even if they don't even have a forward roll, they can come in and we'll teach it to them and they'll start in our beginners class and we'll go all the way up from there.
They also offer open gym for those who want to try before signing up.
We have open gym on certain Fridays of the month. We will post it on social media. So if their kid comes, they can tumble in their gym, they can play with the equipment, they can see if it's something that they like, if they like the environment or the atmosphere, or they can try the program out. If you go to our website, which is www.limitlessathletics.inc.com, there's descriptions and summaries of all of our programs, or they can go over to Amelia and register.
The goal for the coaches is to ensure that the kids that walk through the door love what they do and leave with a sense of belonging.
We are really trying to make a difference for our athletes and trying to make sure that they all have a safe place to come to and that they love being here and that it's like a second home for them.
To learn more about the programs offered, visit their website at limitlessathletics.inc.com. Abby St. John, Primetime Local News.
Musician Chad Brownley has released a new single. Sarah Scott caught up with him to find out what else he has been up to.
Well, first off, Chad, thank you so much for joining me today. It's an absolute pleasure to get you on to talk about the country kind. But before we do that, it has been a hot minute since you released your last song and your last album. It has been since about 2020. So the country kind is very exciting for us over here and for everybody, of course. So before we talk about that, let's talk about this. It has been a hot minute since you have released new music. So do you feel like you're moving in a new musical chapter? And if so, how are you preparing for it? And what can we expect?
Yeah, absolutely. I think each single, each record is a new musical chapter for me. Each holds a blueprint of, the time in my life As we evolve as human beings, I think we also evolve as songwriters and as entertainers. So this chapter is no different. And how I'm preparing for it, well, I'm really excited for one, because it's been such a stagnant few years, just working behind the scenes, getting this record going. Um, so with enthusiasm, I'm preparing with a lot of enthusiasm and optimism and feeling the love from everybody as the new music starts to resonate out there. It truly is a good feeling to to get the wheels rolling again and the momentum moving.
Wonderful. Well, we're so excited to hear more from you and see more from you. And the country kind. This song is so fun. It is so anthemic. It's a classic in the making. So tell us how this song came to be.
Yeah, I wrote this with Dave Thompson, who's also the producer on the song, and Tina Parole, and we actually wrote it over Zoom, just like how we're doing it right now. And my preference, obviously, is to be in the room with people, because I really feel like the energy of everybody in the room, whether they're actively participating or not, really plays an effect in the creative process. But we had to be creative over the last few years when we couldn't travel to see one another. So it was around that time. I actually wrote this, I think it was roughly about 2 years ago. So I've been sitting on it for a while. That's why it's extra exciting to finally get this out. But it was one of those writing sessions that just flowed. It just came together, and after a few hours, we had this song. And I find when you're not wrestling a song, sometimes it works when you really fight for it. But I find the best songs just kind of fall out, and everybody just equally contributes. And Tina and Dave are just talented musicians, artists, producers, writers. I mean, I was lucky to have them a part of this song. But yeah, we knew we were onto something special as soon as we finished writing it.
For sure. So, what does this song mean to you? When you were over Zoom, what were some of the ideas? What were some of the stories? And what were some of the lyrics that you were thinking of to make this song the great song that it is?
Yeah, I mean, the writing process is a bunch of throwing darts at the board and hope that one sticks, right? So it's tough to go back and remember all the ideas and lines that were thrown out at the time as you kind of weed through it all. And someone explained it as an analogy of like, it's a sculpture and you just got to chip away. It's underneath. It's there. You just have to kind of chip away. The song is already there in the universe. You just have to bring it in and be patient enough to sit long enough to chip away and make sure that the contours and the lyrics and the melodies are all done properly. So it's one of my favorite, most frustrating, rewarding processes in what I do. And you really just have to get out of your own way and allow for that creativity to come through, set your intention. Once you have an idea, I think that's the key in the beginning of the songwriting process, is to have that title, that idea, that concept as the anchor that you constantly go back to. And then you work it around that concept. And the country kind was that concept, just that simple grassroots, what can bring the entire country community and country genre together within one simple song, right? And like Willie Nelson said, it's just country music is three chords and the truth. And that's why that line was put in there in the second verse. So yeah, it feels good to play live. We finally got to do that this summer. There's just been a really great response from it.
It's a fantastic song. And also, what is so cool about this song is you have Carolyn Dawn Johnson on the
Yeah.
background vocals. Tell us how that came to be.
Well, Carolyn's been a friend of mine for many years. She was actually the very first tour that I ever did back in 2009, I think it would be 2009 or 2010. So she took me under her wing as this green young pup fresh out of hockey, and taught me a lot on the tour. So I've had a lot of respect for Carolyn over the years. So when it came time to find a background vocalist for the record, she was the first one that came to mind. She's so talented. We wrote together many times, so I knew what she was capable of. And just a true pro, such a sweetheart. So happy to have her on that song. She really made it what it is.
It is gorgeous. She sounds gorgeous. Your vocals are also amazing, of course. Well, Chad, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to mention or talk about?
No, I just want to thank everybody for, sticking with me over these years while I got this next chapter rolling. And thank you, Sarah, for having me on and supporting the new single.
The Fall Harvest Collective Market is coming up this weekend, and Stacey Comer has the details.
We have a special event coming up in Lloydminster here in the next couple of weeks. It's another Harvest Collective Market. Terry is joining me today, a familiar face here when we talk about these markets. Terry, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me again.
Well, tell me, Terry, when the next market is and what is planned for this one?
So our next market is being held on October 14th, next Saturday. It's from 10 till 4 at Nissan Hall. Our markets are always featuring handmade vendors. So we'll have 40 handmade shops from around the prairies. This time we're actually going to have a food truck joining us in the parking lot. So you can grab a hot dog or a taco in a bag before or after you shop. And Nissan Hall now has that cool playground outside of it too. So we're hoping just have a fun family day. So yeah.
Well, these are always fun and really unique items. And is this one geared towards Christmas yet? Will there be some Christmas stuff out as well? Or are you still kind of keeping it with the fall theme?
It's definitely more of a fall themed market, but I know some of the vendors are gearing up for Christmas. So there will be some vendors who have Christmas themed items for sure, but definitely fall themed items as well. It's right before Halloween, so I think people may even have some Halloween stuff. So we'll see what everybody shows up with.
Do you know roughly, Terry, how many vendors you have for this event?
So we have 40 vendors, and like I said, everybody's handmade, and it's just a mix of home decor, clothing. There's some treats and snacks. Yeah, a little mix of everything. So it'll be really good.
So how does it work as far as admission goes or donations? Is it free of charge? Do you accept donations for anything or what do people need to know when they come to the door?
Yeah, so we never charge admission for our markets. We want to make it as accessible for everyone as we can. If you are able to bring something, we will be collecting non-perishable food donations for the olive tree, or we can take some monetary cash donations at the door as well if you're interested. But absolutely no obligation to bring anything, but definitely encouraged. So.
Will this be the last Harvest Collective before the holiday season, or will you have one more heading closer to Christmas?
That is an excellent question. It might be the last one. Our event space is booked for the date I was hoping for in December. So there's a chance there might be something that pops up somewhere else, but I'm still in the process of planning that. So this might be the last chance to shop our market before the holidays for sure.
Well, I know it is October, but a lot of times when you go to events like this, there are really cute little gifts that you can pick up for stocking stuffers or sometimes for the people in your life that are really hard to shop for and they need something unique. So I'm guessing that's going to be the case for this event this weekend too, is like you said, a little bit of everything, but really you probably can find something for everybody in your life if you just look at all the booths.
Totally. There's such a mix. There's like, crocheted little stuffed animals for kids and jewelry, bath bombs, like I said, lots of little snacks and treats. So there'll be literally something for everyone. And what a great way to get a unique gift for people in your life that are hard to shop for, so.
Well, and when it comes to putting this together, Terry, do you have a lot of help, a lot of volunteers that make this happen?
No, I quite literally do everything by myself. I started this market. I have a small shop myself, and I kind of started it as a selfish way to be able to set up my space and sell my goods. So with it being free to enter, there's no one to sit at the door and charge admission. So I kind of planned it all myself. I never thought I would go into the event planning space, but I'm kind of enjoying it. And every market, it seems like more and more people come out. So it's been really fun to experience.
Well, and let's talk about your booth there, Terry, as well. What is the name of the booth and what are the items that you sell?
Yeah, so I run Emma and April. It's a handmade clothing and accessory shop, mostly kids clothing with a few pieces for ladies and adults as well. And yeah, I hand make everything at home and in a little studio here in our basement. And yeah, everything's handmade with love. So.
All right. Well, Terry, I really appreciate speaking with you today. And once again, can you remind us of the date, the location, and the time for the next Harvest Collective Market?
Definitely. So it's October 14th from 10 until 4 at Nissan Hall at the exhibition grounds.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Terry, and good luck. I didn't realize that you were literally the whole operation behind the operation. So good luck with everything. This is always a great event, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The Lakeland Rustlers varsity rowing team is having their last few practices on the water this month, and I was able to head down to Vermilion for a practice. The team was out early to get some practice in at the Vermilion Provincial Park. The main water season is finishing up for them after competing at 2 competitions earlier this summer.
It's been a great year. We started off racing at a regatta in Saskatoon, and then we had the Dino Sprints in Calgary, which were an adventure with the weather. And then we finished off with some time trials just here on the river. But yeah, overall very excited about like how our team has progressed. And yeah, just seeing that growth, especially with our first years over the course of the season.
One great thing about the rowing team is that experience isn't mandatory, so lots of new people get the opportunity to learn rowing every year.
Overall, this year I've learned a lot. This is not a sport that's typically around my area. So the first couple days, it's a lot of learning, a lot of terminology, but then you pick it up quick, and Peter's really good at getting you on the water and really explaining things for you. And you can tell that he puts a lot of effort into the team. He started this.
The Rustlers, both young and old, had a great season competitively with the various different teams and styles they were running.
We started in the middle of September racing in Saskatoon. The ladies in the quad did very well. They finished second in that event. We then moved on to Calgary, where the University of Calgary hosts the Dino Sprints, and that is a step up in competition. And again, we had the ladies boat finished second, the quad finished second, the 8 finished third, ladies 8. And for the rest of them, it was a bit of a learning experience, but good competition. They rowed hard. They did well.
The Rustlers will move indoors now to start practicing indoor rowing and prepare for the Indoor Rowing Championships coming up this March. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news. And now let's look at your ag prices.